Hari Om, welcome to this demo. Today I'm going to demonstrate Vrkshasana, the tree posture. It is one of the foundational standing yoga asanas of Hatha Yoga. It helps to make the legs strong, more shapely. It helps us to develop poise, balance, concentration. It's a very important posture. It helps to open up the hips, helps to develop the chest in men, the bust in women, helps to stretch out the shoulders gently, helps us to stand strong in the midst of life's challenges. So let's go. So we first stand in Tadasana, also called Samastiti. The feet join, the tips of the toes align, the heels align. Then we lift the toes and we spread each toe. And then we wrap the floor with the toes evenly. You feel the even distribution of the soles of the feet across the floor. So the important thing is that you are grounded before you do anything else. Next, we lean against the invisible wall behind until you experience a degree of resistance, especially at the level of the heels. Now, retract your knees equally and without strain. Obviously, if you have problematic knees, you can keep the knees softly bent. You can increase the axial tilt of the pelvis until you feel the lower abdominals and the lower back muscles activate. In other words, they energize. Then inhale. So it's a long, smooth inhalation, and usually in Hatha Yoga practices, we perform Ujjayi Pranayama as we practice. So when you inhale, you're drawing in a long, smooth air current into the body. And you must be very aware of the way you breathe when you practice asanas. I often say to people that without proper regulation of the prana or the vital air, there is no yoga. It's just another exercise system. So this is one of the things that differentiates Hatha Yoga practices from other exercise systems. So make sure that you're inhaling smoothly and gradually and steadily. And as you inhale, you're lifting up, as it were, the sternal bone vertically. The abdominal wall retracts slightly. You feel the entire abdominal wall energize and contract ever so slightly. Then as you exhale, you retract the shoulders and draw them down away from the ears. So when you retract your shoulders maximally, you should feel the scapulae contract medially. That means a movement toward the medial line or the midline of the body. Alright, so your chin should be parallel to the ground. And one of the other ancillary practices in Hatha Yoga is drishti, which means to gaze. So in this case, we gaze over the nose at a point ahead. So this is the posture from which all other postures originate, Tadasana. In moving into Vrkshasana, we're going to balance on the left foot. So what you can do is place your left hand at the left hip and then lift your right knee vertically. Use the right hand to grip the right ankle. Make sure your thumb is with all the other fingers for a better grip. Then orient the right knee laterally and lift the right foot up and insert the heel into the perineum. The space between the generative organs and the anus is the perineum. So the sole of your right foot should be up against and parallel to the left thigh muscle. What you can also do is retract the right knee more so that it aligns more or less with the opposite leg. If you struggle, you can keep your right foot up against and parallel to the opposite knee. Or you can place your toes on the floor, resting the right heel up against the opposite leg, just above ankle level. Now, again, we inhale. Lift the chest, engage your abdominal muscles. Then as you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down, and again until you feel the scapulae contract medially. Then we perform Anjali Mudra, the gesture of devotion, by pressing the palms together and pressing the thumbs up against the sternal bone in turn. What you can do is also soften the arms to the chest. The chin is parallel to the floor. Then you can either stay here or you can lift your hands above the head and perform the full pose. Drishti is also over the nose as a point, or it can also be up at the hands. So you hold this pose for as long as you can, and then lower the hands to the heart gradually, and then lower the right foot, and stand in Samastiti again, mountain pose. And that's it. Now, let's move on to the Sanskrit. So I'm just going to move my board into view. Yeah. Right. So we write Vrkshasana as follows. Vrkshasana, and the transliteration is as follows. Vrkshasana. Vrksha is a tree, and asana is a seat. So I hope you enjoyed this demo, and stay tuned for more. Namaste.